Greetings and welcome to Connecting with Intent Show. I'm your host Muhammad Awais. On this episode, we have a very special guest. She is the founder and CEO of PM University, Dawn Mary Murphy. Please join me to give a warm welcome to our guest, Dawn Mary Murphy. Dawn Mary, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me on your fabulous show, Mohammed. It's an honor to be here.
Let me start with this. Where were you? What happened? Who were you surrounded with that inspired you to do what you do today?
Well, I would have to say my inspiration in life started with my father. He's a phenomenal engineer, and he's always been the one that has inspired me and pushed me to move further in my life. When I was a child, he would take me out to look at the stars and the planetary systems, and we would talk about life, and we talk about the challenges and the things that were wrong in life and the things that we could fix. And he has been so pivotal in my life. He's been the one that's pushed me to go after my dreams and not be afraid of what could happen, but be rather equipped and empowered by um, what could really happen and make a difference in this world. So it's it's taken me from the shy little girl that I grew up as, and has built me into a woman that's created a high purpose for her life, and hopes to utilize that in a way that it will make a difference to others. And I think that's super important.
What is your higher purpose in life?
So my passion, it lies in equipping and empowering others, both professionals and those that they may be students, or they may be people that haven't even figured out where they're going yet, but to help people and to equip people to identify and leverage those inherent strengths and capabilities, and kind of just transforming potential weaknesses into areas of strength and competitive advantage within their business, strategically planning and identifying those areas that they can, not really, I wouldn't say exploit, but I would say capitalize on in a way that's going to put them on the cutting edge. My philosophy has always been, this philosophy really has always been the cornerstone of my career, in providing training and consulting, and identifying ways that people can move up in their lives and make a difference themselves. So it's an area where I believe not only myself can make a difference, but as you equip others, then they were to take that torch and carry it forward in a way that would enable them to both equip those that they come across and hopefully make a difference in our world.
That's a powerful purpose. What have been top three greatest challenges that you have had to overcome?
Well, I would say one of my greatest challenges has been, navigating this navigating the thoughts in my mind, as far as, okay, I've got 20 goals in my head. What am I going to do first? What's going to be the most impactful? Um, and then also I think, well, what's the low hanging fruit? So I've found ways to prioritize. I found ways to be able to take the uncertainties in my life and put them in this bucket, or put them in this bucket over here, and say, okay, I'm going to do this over the next 6 months. And then this is going to be how I'm going to reward myself. And this is going to be the impact that I intend to have. And so those types of things, have been super challenging for me. I think another thing is finding my voice, because as I had mentioned earlier, I've been a girl that's been quite shy, and having all of these things that I like to say and I'd like to share. it was very difficult. It took quite a bit of work to come to a point to where I can speak up and I can say, you know what, I think this is a fabulous idea, and here's why. Or, I believe that you would be great at this, or this is definitely your calling over here. I can see how you could do well here. And here's what I want to do to help you to get to that point. Or here are some tools, or let me connect you with someone. So just being able to find my voice and speak up when I know things are good or when I see things that might need to change has been a challenge. But finding my voice has really felt so good inside. And I believe that that's something that, as you find it, it just kind of builds momentum. Then you can't shut up.
Yeah. What is your greatest failure story? What did you learn and how did you recover from it?
Oh, well, that is a great question, Mohammed. I think I find failures and wins on a regular basis. I would say one failure I would be not starting sooner in life to take on the challenges that I knew I could overcome. And so it's kind of, I feel like it had set me back because maybe about 10, 12 years ago, I knew that I needed to move forward with providing more direct training and more direct consulting, not just to the overall like aerospace community and such, but to find those niches where people actually need support. They need to gain the proper skills. What is a gate review? How do you manage risk? When you're dealing with problems in the office and you're dealing with problems at home, how do you navigate those situations and how do you separate the two? So there's so many different things, and the only reason why I can build from those particular failure stories is because I've lived them myself, and I found ways to recover in that I was able to categorize what was actually positive, what was uncertain, and what was negative, and then identify ways to extract from each of those areas um, so that I can bring forth a meaningful, substantial solution. So, but it doesn't happen overnight. It's something that I'm still working on every day. And I believe those failures and those challenges help us to be stronger and equip us to go further.
What is the most impactful book you have read and what did you learn from it?
Well, I've read quite a few impactful books. Um, I would say one of the most impactful books that I've read is um, Who Moved My Cheese? And, I feel that there's so many areas in which we have to identify change. We need to identify how we connect with change. We need to identify what that means for us and how we utilize that as a tool to move forward. So that book has been quite impactful to me. Of course, the holy book of the Bible is always the most impactful because the book of Proverbs is where I gain some wisdom and I try to learn from that, even though at times it doesn't make as much sense as I wish it would. So, thank you.
What are your goals for the next 12 months?
Well, one of my goals would be to release, I'm hoping to release a couple of books, um, and they're underway. So, as soon as we do have a finalized cover, then I will be sharing. One of them is on risk management, and primarily within the business structure as far as a program management office and the challenges that we face in everyday business functions. And then the other one is geared more towards self-improvement and the power of connecting with the Father through prayer and through intercession. So other than that, I've got a couple of plans to go on a few mission trips. I've got some speaking engagements that are coming up, as well as we are looking towards possibly planting a couple of missions. And that's a project that's been underway for a while, so it's going to take some time. But over the next 12 months, I'm looking forward to it.
What advice you will give to younger yourself?
I would say when you see an opportunity to make a difference, when you notice a skill within yourself or a talent, take that talent, grab a piece of paper, write down everything you know about yourself, about that specific talent, and about those things around you that could assist you in building that talent into something meaningful. And then find a mentor, find someone that's been there, someone that's been through your challenges, someone that's been through and navigated how to get from A to Z. And once you find that person, and once you identify what steps you need to take, then run with it. Don't look back, because if the gift has been put inside of you and the talent is in you, then clearly that's something that you are going to succeed at. You may not succeed at it the first time or the second time, but if you keep pushing, then you will make it to your final goal. And then when you reach that goal, set another one for yourself. Keep going. It just gets funner, it gets much more enjoyable, and your life will be great.
That's a great advice. So,
Thank
how
you.
can we support you?
Well, you know, I'm here because I look to give back to our community, and I would love to provide any sort of training or consulting that is needed from a business or professional level. My phone is always on. If there are those that are seeking support and any sort of certifications, or perhaps they need coaching in their career or with their business, then I'm happy to assist in that area. I'm happy to provide any sort of support to the community. As a matter of fact, I know we do have some courses coming up in cybersecurity as well as project management. So if there is a need, then please reach out and mention connecting with intent, and we will take extra good care of you.
What would you say about your guest appearance on this show?
Mohammed, this has been a phenomenal experience, and I am quite honored to be a guest on your show. Connecting with Intent is reaching across the globe, and you have done such a phenomenal job in bringing people together and creating meaningful experiences that people can take and utilize for their day, for their week, for their month, for their year. And that's hard to find. That's not something that is easily identified and easily achieved on a podcast platform, because there's so many different things out there, and just knowing where to find quality is phenomenal. And I appreciate the immense quality and professionalism and kindness that you show not only to myself but also to the other guests that have been honored to be on your show. So thank you so much for having me today. I appreciate you and great to have you as
Thank you.
my friend.
Thank you so much for your kind words. I really appreciate you for this. What closing thoughts would you like to share with our listeners?
Well, what I would like to say is I know we're all human beings and we have so much greatness inside of us, each of us. If you pinpoint what that looks like for you, what makes you smile, what makes you giggle, what makes you cry, what shakes you, but more than that, what scares you out of your pants to do? What is that one thing that you think about? Gosh, I wish I could do this, but I'm too afraid to do this because A, I don't have the resources, or I don't feel that I'm intelligent enough, or I need more connections, or there's no way I could speak, or whatever the reason is. It's really just an excuse. I found out for myself, those are just excuses. So, what I can say to you is as soon as you identify what that looks like, who you are, don't be afraid, but become bold and well equipped to be able to take that next step and leap onto that platform. Maybe not a physical platform, but leap onto that platform that says, okay, now it's time to launch. So that's what I can say. Jump on your rocket and fly.
Thank you so much, Mary, for sharing your wisdom with us today on the behalf of Connecting with the Intent community and our entire team. We really appreciate you. This is Muhammad Wes. Until the next episode,